Good day, everyone. I'm Margie A. Tingcang. On behalf of my co-researchers, Mrs. Ejanda Irma and Mrs. Cabigting Priscila, I'm going to present our study entitled A Phenomenological Study on Teaching Robotics, Current Status, Challenges, and Future Directions in the Post-Pandemic Period. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought enormous problems to the world's various sectors, particularly the education sector, causing widespread global concerns. But the education in the Philippines still continues, and robotics education in the Philippines are still going on. According to the Senate Bill number 1255, otherwise known as an Act integrating robotics application in the teaching of secondary science education in the Philippines, as well as according to the Department of Education Undersecretary Ann Sevilla stated in an interview with the Philippine News Agency 2018 that robotics as a subject is applied or taught in science high schools only, but it has become an elective in other high schools because of the K-12 program. Because of this, the researchers would like to examine the lived experiences of robotics teachers and coaches in robotics instruction in the new normal, even in the post-pandemic time. It can be used as basis for future creating developmental actions towards improvement of robotics education in the new normal. Here are some of the related studies that the researchers use in order to give supporting concepts regarding the study. Managot 2019 stated that robotics course must focus on the principles of robotics and the engineering design process in order to build usable robots in this course. Using a customized robot for certain tasks while also learning how to use software for both design and programming the premier robotic solutions for classrooms. Another study conducted by Galina and Tanaka 2021, wherein a secondary school robotics teacher must have a basic understanding of robotics and be able to establish the fundamentals of building robot systems in order to effectively instruct students. And in a study conducted by Burke and Dora 2020, students' academic performance amid the pandemic's instructors' commitment to keep the improvements in their teaching approaches even after the pandemic implied that the idea that physical access to robotics equipment is always required. For the research questions, research question number 1. What is the overall essence of robotics teachers' current status and challenges during the instruction in the post-pandemic? Research questions 2. What are the emerging themes in robotics teachers' current status and challenges they face during the instruction in the post-pandemic? And third question, what developmental action plans are revealed in the study to improve robotics instruction in the post-pandemic? For the research methodology, in this study, a qualitative research using a phenomenological research design, it focuses only the lived experiences connected to teaching or coaching robotics. And for the sampling, purposive sampling was utilized. And thematic analysis was used to identify the different themes and concepts in the study. For the data gathering method, a semi-structured interviews was conducted. There was a focus group discussions as well. For the data analysis, transcribing verbatim and translating to English, coding, identifying the emerging trends which can be in phrases or words, member checking to ensure that the codes are representations of the participants' lived experiences, generating themes, presenting as findings, and incorporating codes from the informants. For the research instrument, this is the semi-instruction interviews wherein the questions may revolve around this. Do you think you are ready in terms of your instructional preparation in teaching or coaching robotics for the new normal mode of education? Why or why not? On what aspects of teaching and learning in robotics subject do you have adjustments? What are those ongoing adjustments? What are the challenges that you currently face with regards to instructional dilemmas? And how do you plan to face those challenges? And for the findings, the lived experiences of the robotics teachers and coaches in the post-pandemic period may be summarized into 5 themes. First is the training or workshops in robotics. The second theme generated is the robotics curriculum. Third is the robotics equipment. Fourth is the financial support. And lastly, the support group. For the next slide, it will be discussed elaborately. First themes that was generated is the trainings or workshops in robotics. The key concepts: it need of training course for robotics programming, lack of in-depth knowledge on the different robotics platform. And here are some of the supporting quotes from the respondents. Kailangan ng training on robotics programming lalo na sa aming elementary robotics teacher or coach. That's from respondent B. And according to respondent C, I think there is really a need to conduct in-depth training course to different robotics platform. The second theme generated is about the robotics curriculum. The key concepts is the integration of robotics in science subject and design a robotics curriculum. And here are some of the supporting quotes. I suggest that it should at least be integrated in science subject in intermediate level, since there are skills like problem solving, creative and critical thinking, coding that can be developed in robotics that might also be significant in learning other learning areas. That's from respondent B. Another theme that was generated upon analyzing the lived experiences of the respondents is the robotics equipment. Key concepts: lack of robotics kit and laptop for the students, need of robotics laboratory with different robotics kit. Here are some of the supporting quotes. Ang hirap magturo ng robotics na kulang ng gamit kagaya ng laptop, robotics kit at isa pa yung mabagal na internet. Di naman lahat ng bata may kakayahan na bumili ng laptop. That's according to respondent E. According to respondent C, nung pandemic, gumamit lang ako ng mga online simulations at theoretical lang talaga, pero ngayong face-to-face, mas lalong kailangan ang mga robotics kit at laptop. Another theme generated is about the financial support. The lack of financial support during robotics-related competition. One of the respondents said, kailangan din talaga ng financial support, lalo na sa amin sa junior high school at senior high school na sumasali sa Robotics Intelligent Machine tuwing Division Science Fair. And another theme is the support group. Importance of collaboration with another robotics teacher and experts in educational robotics. Lack of support group among robotics teachers. According to respondent A, ang hirap magturo ng robotics na wala kang mapagtanungan kung paano, lalo na kung may competition na sasalihan. According to respondent C, sa tingin ko kailangan na bumuo ng robotics club ang Carmona District para naman matulungan yung ibang robotics coaches lalo na sa elementary. So here are the implications based on the findings. The results of the study led to the creation of developmental plans centered on enhancing instructional support for teachers who teach and coach students who join robotics competitions. These programs are designed to improve robotics instruction within the district and may be adopted by other schools as well within the division. Now here's the conclusion and recommendation based on the findings of the study. The first one is robotics teacher and coaches were challenged in terms of instructional preparation in face-to-face setup. Next, robotics teachers and coaches had to be resourceful to meet the needs of hands-on activities with a very limited robotics kit and laptop. Third, the conduct of training and workshops for educational robotics, develop a contextualized and localized robotics curriculum. Fifth, procurement of robotics equipment and funding. And lastly, the creation of District Robotics Club. Now, here are some of the references used in this study. So that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening.